So, you live in Colchester and you're on the hunt for a great dog trainer. You know the goal is just having a happy, easy life with your dog. But how do you find the right person to help you? We're going to break that down, looking at some Colchester-specific tips to help you find the perfect match for you and your four-legged friend.
You know, the whole reason we do this is to build a better life together. Just picture it. Peaceful walks through town, relaxing trips to the park, and just a calm, happy dog at home. That's what it's all about, and the right training really makes that possible.
So why are we talking specifically about training for life right here in Colchester? Well, because good training isn't just about sit and stay. It's about preparing your dog for the real world that you both experience every single day right in our own town.
Just think about your day-to-day. A good local trainer gets it. They know your dog needs to be cool and collected while navigating the town center, or be able to handle a vet visit on Route 16 without getting totally stressed out, or, stay focused on a beautiful hike in Salmon River State Forest. It's all about learning practical skills for this community.
Okay, so keeping those local needs in mind, what are your options really? Let's look at the different ways training is done to figure out what's going to work best for you and your dog.
You're going to hear this term a lot, positive reinforcement. It's actually a really simple idea. You just reward the behavior you want to see more of. This helps you build this amazing line of communication with your dog, and it makes learning fun for them, which is a huge plus.
And the benefits of doing it this way? They're pretty clear. You're building a real bond of trust. It's safer for your dog and for everyone else. And the behavior changes you get, they actually stick around. A well-behaved dog really does make for a more peaceful house, and honestly, a happier neighborhood.
So, where should the training actually happen? Well, you have a couple of main choices. In-home training is fantastic for tackling things that happen at home, right? Like jumping on guests or practicing leash skills in your own neighborhood. It's completely customized. On the other hand, group classes are great for learning how to focus when there are other dogs and people around.
All right, so you've got an idea of the method you like and maybe the format that fits. But how do you actually pick the right person for the job?
Here's a pretty straightforward way to go about it. First, just make sure they use positive reinforcement. Second, you'll want to check their credentials, and we'll talk about what those mean in just a sec. And third, based on what your dog needs, figure out if in-home or a group class makes the most sense. Okay, so these letters can look like a weird alphabet soup, I get it, but they're really helpful for seeing a trainer's level of education. For general good manners and skills, things like CPD-TK or KPS-CTP are great signs. If you're dealing with something more complex, like a lot of fear or even some serious aggression, certifications like IAABC-CDBC or CBCC-KA tell you that trainer has some very specialized knowledge.
Okay, let's talk about the practical stuff. We're going to look at what this might cost, and maybe more importantly, what questions you should have ready to go before you hire anybody.
So here's a ballpark of what you might see in the Colchester area for 2025. You can see a series of group classes might be around $200, while a package of private lessons at your home could be quite a bit more. Of course, the price is going to change depending on the trainer's experience and what exactly you're working on. So when you actually reach out to a trainer, what are you supposed to ask them? Having a few good questions in your back pocket will help you make a much better decision. Here are the big ones. Definitely ask about their methods. You want to make sure they're using a positive approach. Ask about their certifications and how they keep learning. One of the most important questions is, how are you going to tailor this plan for my dog? And hey, if you're dealing with a bigger behavior issue, asking if they'll coordinate with your vet is a really good sign of a true professional.
Okay, so you started training. Now the real work starts, actually putting all those new skills to use out in the world. So let's talk about how to do that safely and legally right here in Colchester.
First things first, you got to know the rules. Here in Colchester, your dog has to be on a leash in public unless you're in a designated park. If your dog is over 6 months old, you also need to get them a license from the town clerk, and for that, you'll need proof of a rabies vaccine. Oh, and it's also good to know that non-stop barking can actually be a local issue. The good news is we have some really fantastic local spots to practice. The Colchester Dog Park is the perfect, safe place to work on off-leash skills. For on-leash practice, the trails at Salmon River State Forest or Day Pond State Park give you great real-world distractions. You've got other hikers, new smells, all that good stuff. A quick note on expectations, and this is especially true if you have a new dog, is what's called the 3-3-3 rule. It just takes time for a dog to adjust. After 3 days, they're just starting to unwind. By 3 weeks, they're getting your routine down. But it can often take about 3 months for them to feel truly comfortable and secure. So patience is really part of the plan. So to wrap this up,
I want to leave you with this question. What's that one thing? Is it a perfect recall at the dog park? A calm walk through the town center? Or maybe just not having your dog jump all over guests? Focusing on that one goal is a great place to start. A well-trained dog just makes every part of your life here better, at home, around town, and with every person you meet. Good luck on your training journey.